This poem is what I like to call Walls of Peace. An idea is an achievement of the mind. That idea is the creation of peace via art. That one great idea that would be put to the test in order to re-enhance and re-purify Earth. So let us compose walls of peace into each corner of the world using our faith in Mother Earth, His prodigy. We can't let her decay, let ourselves decay, and drown it in our sorrows. But how can that be when there is more water than we? Become a symphony and work together in harmony. Language and communication to end this destruction is key. So if then, why shall poverty be? However, from the dust we came, to the dust we return. So let's not return in vain. I'm Isha Willingham, and I'm a young, strong, independent, successful, and black young woman living in America. Where I come from, a place you and I know all too well. An urban inner city, stricken with poverty, gang violence, drugs, and poor school systems. It almost seems that if there's no way out, well, I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. Where you come from does not define you. If you want to change the situation, your situation, you must work to change yourself. You want the violence and the poverty to end in your community? Then spread the word to kids like you. And always remember, it starts with you.
So, Isha, where are you from?
I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, Stop 6 to be specific. That's what my hood was called. It's a place where I used to call home.
How would you describe the hood you lived in?
Well, my brother and I were just kids when we were introduced into this unique counterculture, as I like to describe it. It was characterized by the earning and giving of respect, or juice, as we all know it. Nowadays, respect is not given, but it's taken away, even if that's at the expense of another person's life. But to me, that's not respect. That's the greed. That's greed for power. Which is why I do believe my big brother, at the age of only 13, joined a gang. They fought so much, and I thought they were crazy, but I soon learned that that's the only way to live and to survive in that type of environment. I had my first fight when I was only 10 years old. I felt disrespected at the time, and I wasn't about to look like a punk in front of my friends, and so I took the situation into my own hands. Come to find out, later in my life, I learned from the ways of my brother. We were always together, and so he took care of me, and what he did I thought was cool.
So, Isha, can you describe your family's economic situation at the time?
Well, we never really had a lot of money because my parents didn't go to college. So our life was pretty rough growing up, something that I know a lot of kids like me can relate to. We even had to stay in shelter homes sometimes because my mom was a single parent who struggled to take care of us. But she always did her best and never abandoned or stopped loving us. I used to think that this is how it would always be, forever.
So what did you think about college?
Well, college always seemed so out of reach because the schools in my neighborhood did the minimum amount they could to help us. And we were also poor. We never would have had enough money to get me to college, or let alone keep me there.
So what changed for your family?
Well, I guess you could say God had been listening to our prayers and watching over us because our luck changed for the better. My mom got a job at a nursing home in Arlington, Texas as a CNA. Therefore, we were able to move. That meant a new home, new schools, and a new neighborhood. I always did well in school, but when I got there, I struggled because it was a lot tougher school system. But, I always took the initiative to help myself do better. I knew I had to work hard every day to do well, so I wouldn't fall behind. I did have the help of a program called AVID, Advancement via Individual Determination. That program was put into place for kids with similar situations like me. But the most important thing about it was that advancement was accomplished through my own determination, which is also an important message. You have to want to make the change for yourself, empower and encourage yourself. You know, my mother was also there to push me, and when I needed it, because God knows how much I needed her support and love.
What would be your message to kids like you?
Well, I say all this to make the point that change in our communities can only happen if we change ourselves first. And it has to start now. While we are young, we are the now generation that will go forth to shape our future, shape the future of our communities. If you help yourself, then give back by helping your community, then ultimately we can stop violence, we can stop crime, drugs, and alleviate poverty. And elimination of these things brings about peace, you know, the peace which our ancestors fought, sweat, blood, and died for. And I'll never forget where I come from and how hard my mom had to work, especially how hard I had to work to get me where I am today. Now I'm a freshman at Pennsylvania State University, the place I will now call home for the next 4 years of my life. And this is my way of giving back to you. If you love yourself and you care about your future, you will make the change.
Thank you, Isha.
I see the kids in the street, but not enough to eat.